Ay, ay, deixa carregar um pouco e foi. Hello guys, good evening. Hello Per. Thank you so much for being here for a new English conversation on our community. This is unbelievable. Today we'll be talking about goals, perhaps goals that we have set for this year that is almost ending. You know, we are already in November, so we have just 1 month and some days left. So it's gonna be an interesting conversation. We are just us. Our other colleagues, they weren't be able to be here with us. Yeah, just to let you know a little bit about this conversation, here we just try to use our English knowledge that we currently have, just put it in practice. We set like a topic for every single conversation, and we sent 15 questions that we try to respond during the meeting. Basically, this is our format, and without further ado, so let's start with our. Well, we already know each other, so we can skip the first part, that is the self presentation. So, Fer, welcome again, and would you mind reading and answering the first question, the question number one?
Yes, I can read. What are your main uh, what are your main personal goals for 2000, 2025? Is this?
2025 or
Yes.
2025?
2025, easier. Um, I think this year I try to be in different social media to talk about my job as a Spanish teacher and also um, I think it was my first goal for this year and
Mhm.
also have more students, have more clients. So I think this two goals for me this year was more about work, I think. But personal goals, I don't know, maybe practice more French, I think.
Right, is more French. Um, Well, I believe that it's kind of difficult to answer this question because, as I already said, this year is ending, but we can perhaps reflect about the goals that we have set. In your case, it was about work. In my case, it was about my language learning. I wanted to really improve my English level. I believe that I did it. However, I would say that I could do it better because I am still struggling in on writing. Acquiring new vocabulary is being kind of tricky nowadays. Perhaps I believe that I feel that I'm in like a plateau where I cannot see more progress. Obviously, I can express myself in different contexts. However, when it's like in a it's not in a professional environment, but it can be in a professional environment. But like in a if I would like to study in an university, I don't know, in Canada or the United States, I'm not sure if my English level is ready for that. So in a more academic level, that's the word that I wanted to use. Uh, However, I feel happy for my progress, but I'm not that happy as I would like to. And about my personal and professional goals, I believe I neglected a little bit about my profession. I need to find new courses to study for the next year and not put like 100% of focus on my English learning. I think that I have to find a balance. Um, and that's it. I tried to read more. I believe it's a good goal that I had this year. And surprisingly, I believe about finishing my fifth book of this year. That is already enough for me. for somebody who didn't used to read. And I have a question about your goals of this year. How was it your transition like, or to it's not well you became like a digital creator. Was it easy for you? Perhaps did you take some courses to learn how to create content, how to impulse your job that it's your Spanish classes on Instagram or on YouTube? Or you learned it by yourself?
Um, I participated some, I don't know how to say this in English, mentorias, I don't know
Mm-hmm,
the name,
mm-hmm,
for teachers. And I learned a little bit about this, about create content for the internet, but
mm-hmm,
I feel that I still need to study about it. And sometimes participating in these groups, it's good, but sometimes you have a lot of different ideas and you don't know what is right or what is wrong. So it's a little bit complicated, but I think I learned it by the process too, like creating, oh, okay, this is good, or oh, this type of video is not so good. So I think I learned it a little bit by the process too. And that's it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, from my view, creating content is really difficult. Even more if you are like a shy person. That is my case. Yeah, I have my Instagram page, and it's not like this kind of conversation because we just talk about our own knowledge. But when you want to present something or you want to expose something, it's difficult. And even I can imagine even more difficult for somebody who expose itself or himself or herself. In my case, in the videos that I created, I don't show my face. I just show the landscape and my voice. And how was it for you? Do you think that it is difficult? How was it for you at the beginning, for example?
Um, I think at the beginning it was difficult, but I try to not think, oh, what the people will think about it. And if I receive any comments that I don't like, I just delete it. I don't know.
Hmm.
And I don't, and I block the person. If it doesn't make sense for it, can be, oh, okay, it's wrong, the information can happen, but sometimes the person just say to say, oh, I'm right and you are wrong, and it's
Hmm.
not like this. So I try to not think so much about what the other people are thinking,
Hmm.
but it's difficult.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
difficult.
believe it's difficult to handle those kind of situations, even more if it's your first video, your first content that you are creating. Yeah, and that's it. But I believe that you are doing really great. So let's move on to the next question. We went out a little bit away of our today's topic, but it's part of this one. So this I will read the second one. How do you usually plan your yearly goals? Well, I don't have like something already set up, but normally I do it on November or December when I am like the ending is already ended, when I start reflecting about the things that I have done or the things that I haven't done. So I start thinking about, okay, perhaps the next year, as I already mentioned it, I believe that it would be better for me to concentrate or to focus more on my professional field, or perhaps find a balance. Otherwise, it can be detrimental for my profession, for my career. So yeah, I start reflecting about the things, the goals are the objectives that I have personally and as well as a family with my wife. So it's the only way that I normally do. I reflect about the things that the year has uh, taught me and my errors or my succeed as well. And based on all of that all that information, I can like see myself or set my goals for the next year. Yeah, that's the way that I normally do. And what about you, Fer? How do you do it normally?
Normally, I try to think what I didn't achieve the previous year and try to put for the next one and see if it's possible. And sometimes I do like a vision board of what I want to achieve also. I didn't say before, but one of my goals too was exercise more this year also.
Mm-hmm.
So I put this some photos about exercising, and I think it was one of the things I could achieve this year too, because I was not so exercising so much last year. So yeah, I try to think about what I want and what I want to achieve, and that's it.
That's a good practice. I believe that when you like, you can see the picture, the thing that you want to improve in your life. Every single day you will see that, and it will be a reminder that you need to do that, or at least, yeah, you need to do that because it's a goal that you have set for this year. Something that I always wanted to do is like write my goals down in paper and put it in, fold them, and then put them in like in an empty jar. And at the final of the year, open the jar again and see every single goal that I have set for whatever whatever side of my life, professional, personal, uh, and read them and see if I achieve them. But I've never done that. I believe that this year it can be a good option to do as well. I believe it's important to like assess or evaluate how you have performed on this year, and if you have achieved your goals. And the next question is related to that. Uh, Per, why do you think goal setting is important? Do you think that it is important or not that much for you?
I think it's important because you try to, I don't know, do the things right to achieve what is important for you. If you don't have goals, I think you live the life, you don't have like a routine or
Mhm,
something more organized when you don't have any goal. You just,
mhm,
okay, I pay my bills, I work, and that's it. You don't have so much, I don't know how to explain, but I think it's important, like to feel motivated, right? Oh, I need to oh my God. I really need to achieve this goal. I will work for that. So I need to have motivation. I need to learn and search for new things in my life. So I think when we don't have a goal, it's like just living, working, and every day looks the same, I think.
mhm. Yeah, and it's not that good to feel that like you're living your life becomes kind of monotonous. You just wake up, you work, you just eat something, and you go to bed, and you don't have something meaningful the next day or the next month to achieve. And yeah, I believe that all of us need some goals, something that make us wake up and feel okay. I have to work hard at least 1 hour because I need to reach this goal in 2, 3, or at the end of this year. And we need like that kind of shoot of motivation, or as well a little bit of emotion for our life, because otherwise, as you said, our lives can become uh, I can use the word boring or monotonous. And yeah, for my view, it's the same. Personally think that it's crucial to have goals. Even if you have, even if you already have like reached a lot of them, it's important to set others perhaps harder and harder, because our lives needs that. Us as human beings, I believe that we need to challenge ourselves and see our potential. We are going to discover just that, just if we challenge us to try more difficult things. And yeah, that's it. And we have to take advantage of our. Meanwhile, we are young because we have energy. We have, I believe, more time, or we have the resources. It's important to use our time to set and try to reach our goals. And that's it about the question number three. Fer, could you please the fourth one, please, and answer it?
Yes. What is one professional goal you achieved in the past year? It's 2000, the past year.
It can be
Yes?
the past year, or it can be from January until
Yeah.
today.
Okay. Uh, um, I think maybe have more than 10 students.
Mm,
For me, it was a goal when I started working as a teacher. Um, so I think this one was important for me. Have more than 10 students.
how do you feel when you reached your goal?
Hmm, I felt really happy and uh, also that I was good in my job
Oops.
because I if I could teach
Let me see
this
if
a
it's
lot of
me.
people, right?
I don't think so. I believe that.
Hello, I came
It.
back.
Yeah, you are back. I was about to writing you on WhatsApp, but you can continue now.
Okay. I don't remember how I felt about it, right? Oh my God. I think acho que é ele que caiu.
Are you there?
Yes.
Sorry, it's me. It wasn't you. It's my
Ah,
internet connection. Yeah, it's mine.
okay.
So yeah, you can continue, please.
Okay. I felt happy and that I was good in my job. That's it.
It's like difficult to describe how we feel when we achieve our goals. It's really nice. I'm gonna say. And I'm really happy that you achieved that goal even before finishing this year. So you did it well, and I'm sure that you set up another goal for the next year. It can be, I am not sure, perhaps more than 20 students in your Spanish classes. Okay, in my case, in professional goals, I'm not sure if English is currently related to my profession because I don't use English in my daily basis. In my work, I just use Spanish and Portuguese. But I truly believe that with English, I could like find a job where I could use English daily and perhaps as well try to um, have a raise salary or perhaps find a better salary just because I speak English. I stopped applying for new jobs opportunities because I was so focused on my language learning in English and French. But I believe that I need to study something more related to my profession, like something like technology, a new language of programming, or a new framework, or those kind of things. So I'm not sure if I achieved something really like related to my profession. I am like a leader of a group of people, and I believe that I'm in like a plateau because I just did my work. I didn't improve in a technical way. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's something that I need to improve. It's something I need to change for the next year. Yeah, that's it. So let's move on to the next question. Can you share a goal you failed to achieve and what you learned from it? Ferd, do you have any example? It can be this year, it can be past experiences as well.
Oh, I think have my digital course. I did like I want to have a course with classes teaching
Mm-hmm.
Spanish, but because I think it's a good way for people that doesn't have time or money to pay private classes. But I didn't. I don't have the classes yet, so for me it's
Mm,
something that I failed. Not that I failed, but I would like to already have. But I'm working on it.
yeah. So it's those kind of classes that are already recorded and you just have to follow the video, something like that.
Yes, and maybe have also give the people possibility to press conversation in some
Mm-hmm.
classes. Yeah, or something like that.
Interesting. Perhaps there are already some platforms that help you to like mount those this kind of scheme. Because
Mm-hmm.
I know that there are a lot of professors or teachers, online teachers who already has this, but I don't know how do they do that. But yeah, it's a good goal, and I'm sure that you will do it. It's like for people who want to take synchronous classes without like following just everything with the teacher over there or in the other side of the screen. Yeah, that's a good one. But I'm sure that you will do it in the future. In my case, let me think about it. Well, I wanted to. Yeah, I already wanted to. I already tried to find a job abroad, like not here in South America, and I tried several times last year. So I believe that failed because not principally for my English. I believe that in my technical skills, I was not ready enough. That's why I need to focus more on this. I'm not sure if I failed because I will try to I will try again next year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what's gonna happen. Another one goal that I have and I had set for this year was taking the IELTS test. And it's almost the end of the year, and I don't feel ready. I'm still scared of that test because there are some times that I do the exercises and I feel really confident. But the other day I tried another exercise again and I get like a really low score. So I believe that makes me feel like I am not ready, but because it's not the test, you have to pay for it. It's a really expensive test, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna take that test this December. But yeah, I am still studying for that. So let's move on to the next question. Fer, could you please read the sixth one?
Yes. How do you stay motivated throughout the year to accomplish your plans? I don't have like a strategy for that, but I think maybe when you see different things happening, for example, as I mentioned from about exercising. Nowadays, uh, I feel better when I walk. In the past, it was difficult for me just to walk a little bit. I felt so tired, and I see the difference because now I exercise more and it's easier. So I think maybe when we see the results of the things we are doing,
Mhm,
I think, for example, for French too, I think I feel a little bit more confident about speaking French because I'm practicing more. So I think
mhm,
this. But there are days that is really difficult be motivated when the things doesn't um, go well and you feel sad. But it's normal.
yeah. There are some times that we think that we are already there, Like,
Yes.
oh, finally I can do it. I can speak French fluently. But we wake up the next day and French doesn't want to come out to our month. And sometimes happens the same for me in English. Even in Portuguese, there are sometimes that I am in my on meetings and I need to express myself to my colleagues, and I cannot find the exact words that I would like to, and I feel really bad because I am living here in Brazil already almost 4 years, and sometimes I still struggle with Portuguese. But it's something normal, even more with different
But your
languages.
Portuguese is really good, Christian. Your
Thank you
Portuguese.
so much. I am trying my best. Yeah, yeah. And about feel motivated. I believe it's important to do that kind of comparison. As you said, when you start like seeing or feeling the results of your progress, you feel motivated and you can do it even more because it's a really good sensation, a really good feeling. Something that I normally do is like compare how I am doing something now that I practice for a while, and compare that with how I started. So yeah, that's a good comparison because in when you like put two videos about this kind of conversation, I started, for example, my first conversation in inspiring on the polyglot, it's gonna be really different the first one uh, with current one. So this kind of comparison is powerful in my personal opinion. Another thing that I do is like mentalize, like visualize me finally achieving that goal. Like for example, the IELTS test. Sometimes I dream awaken, like I am getting out of the place or the institute of the place that I'm gonna take the exam, like really victorious, or like putting me in those kind of videos motivating people where people are celebrating that they reach something. There are a lot of reels about that, so I imagine myself like celebrating my high score in the IELTS test. So it's something that I do. That's the way that I motivate myself. Yeah, and that's it. So let's move on to the next question. I'm gonna read this one. Do you prefer setting short-term or long-term goals, and why? From my view, both are important, both are crucial, because without short-term goals, it's impossible to reach a long-term goal. Um, as I already said, both are important because you can set a long-term goal, but it's gonna be like a combination of short-term goals. And the short-term goals are important because it's something more realistic and it's something more like that you're gonna reach that quickly. Because if you just set the long-term goal, perhaps in that way or in that journey, it's easier to get discouraged because it's so long that you're gonna wait like to see results or to feel that you achieved something. So I believe that both that's important. What do you think about it, Fer?
I think both are important too, but I think normally I set long term because I feel, oh, I have more time to achieve. So I have this one. Oh, I think for me it works like that, but both are important.
I have never seen like setting long-term goals in that way. Like I will have more time to achieve that. Like something, how can I say this? Perhaps more flexible, that you will have more time to try it again. It's a good strategy. Could you please read the eighth one and answer it?
Yes. How do you measure your progress toward a goal? Well, I think I need to improve this because I don't do this, but I think sometimes you can try to compare some moments in your life. For example, as I mentioned about exercising, You can compare, oh, the beginning of the year, how I was about this topic, how I am today. So I think it's a way to measure your progress. But sometimes we don't do this. Oh, we don't have time. Oh, it's nothing changes. I think it's common we think like that.
Yeah, as you said, I completely agree that it's important to measure. Otherwise, it's like kind of impossible to see your progress. And and doing that, you will get motivated and you will want to continue. Something that I do on my learning process is like asking for feedback. For example, I currently have a tutor. It's not like a teacher. It's my teacher because she corrects me when I pronounce something wrongly or when I use like a word in not in a good in a properly. Yeah, I don't use a word or a verb properly. She corrects me. So I believe that feedback is powerful. That's why it's important to have like real teachers, even though you cannot take English, Spanish, or another field classes. Personally, it's important to have a professional in the other side to give you a feedback. Another way that I measure is like taking tests. So if, for example, again, going back to taking English again as an example, I do exercises online. I have a site where you can practice listening exercises, reading exercises, and I can see that if I am understanding better, my read and comprehension is better. So it's a good way to do it, like with feedback and with tests. When you test yourself, and you can see if you perhaps learn something new. But it can be dismotivated as well because sometimes you study so much, but when you get the test, you fail. Suddenly you fail, so it feels really bad. Let's move on to the next question. We have 20 minutes and time flies, so let's do it. Let me see here. Question number 9. What are some common obstacles that stop people from achieving their goals? Ah, I believe that mm, distraction. Perhaps they don't prioritize. They don't really know what they want. They just set goals just because, and not because like a meaningful reason. I believe that it's important because if you have set a goal, it's because it's something important can happen if you reach that. So yeah, I believe that prioritizing and making a goal meaningful is crucial. Um, Lack of motivation and sometimes lack of time and organization would be another reason. What do you think about it, Fer?
I think sometimes we don't see the results in like soon, so you can feel a little bit sad about it and don't want to continue in the process. For me, sometimes it's this, and also when I see other people that, oh, the person have a lot of success, and I sometimes compare a little bit. I know it's not right, but sometimes I do this, and I'm working on it to stop. So, but for me, I think the most common is like feel that I don't have results and oh, it's better to stop because I'm wasting my time or something like that.
I have a question about the that you just mentioned it. Have you ever like felt that you were no? Let me reformulate my question. Uh, have you ever felt that you were not doing like any progress, even though there was perhaps a teacher or perhaps a friend or your partner, they felt that you were doing like a good progress, but you didn't feel it. Have you ever like gone through that feeling?
Yes, sometimes it happens, like until now. Sometimes I feel not that I'm not having progress, but that I should be better than I am now. Like I put so much pressure
Mm-hmm.
at me, so I think this is something bad. But
Yeah, it's
sometimes I feel I'm not enough, you know. So
mm-hmm.
that's it.
I believe that it's something normal in human beings. Perhaps because we reached something important, and automatically our mind set the stick even higher. And I believe that's why we don't feel that we are doing any progress, because we want more, we want more, we would like to be better and better and better and all the time better. And that's why we are always in like in the same círculo vicioso. I don't know how to say that in English, and I don't know if that exists in Portuguese either. But can I? Does it exist?
Sim,
Círculo
círculo
vicioso.
vicioso. Isso mesmo.
Uh-huh.
Círculo
Okay.
vicioso.
Okay. So yeah. So that's why I believe we as human beings we don't get we don't get enough, even though we already reach a lot of things. We have
But
to
one
go ahead.
comment, Christian. I think you also put so much pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, about the test, about the job, right?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. For example, some years ago, I was not able to speak in this way in English, and my dream was like speaking more fluently. And nowadays, I can do it from my view, but I want more. I would like to like speak like tech talkers.
Yeah.
So yes, no nos conformamos nunca, eh?
And
Yeah, it's a problem. We have a problem. So let's move on to the next question. Uh, what are common obstacles? Okay, did you read the ninth one or the tenth one? Did you read
ninth,
the last? Ah, okay.
nine.
I'm gonna read the next one. So, do you believe that planning too much can sometimes limit creativity? Yeah, I think so. When you think so much about and you think and rethink and you don't take action, it can be harmful. It can be detrimental. And I believe that the as soon as you think about doing something, you have to start like putting in action at least something small, because you that will remain just in your mind as a plan, or perhaps in the future, or perhaps when I feel ready, or perhaps when I have when I buy a course or something related to that. So I believe that it's important to start right after you plan it, or you had like an idea about something that you want to achieve. It's important. What do you think about it?
Let me read again the question. Okay. Yes, I think sometimes planning so much it's not so good because it's never it's never enough for you. Like, oh, I need to change this or that, and you never really do the things it's necessary, and it's never enough. I think it's limits creativity.
Yeah, that's it. Let me see here. Could you please read we have 12 minutes. Yeah, could you please read the 11 one
Yes.
and respond?
Yes. How do you balance personal and professional goals? Well, I think I need to get better at this because how can normally I think more about professional actually. I think it's sometimes it's easier because I work from home, so I can I don't know, work harder during the week. And sometimes I don't think so much about the personal ones. But I'm trying to balance this, like, oh, okay, or really separate. So I will have some personal goals and will have some professional ones. But it's still difficult for me.
Yeah, I agree with you with that part that it's more difficult to concentrate or focus on our personal goals because we are always in a rush. We are always thinking about money or the bills that we have to pay. And yeah, that happens to me as well. However, um as I mentioned it, I neglected a little bit about my profession, and it's something that I need to improve next year. So, and about my personal goals, well, how I do it, I believe that I think too much about what would happen if I stop doing exercise, for example. It's something kind of reflection that I normally do because as I work from home as you, I am set down almost 70% of my day. And sometimes I think, or if I am not like that younger anymore, so I need to do exercise, I need to move my body, I need to do some walking perhaps or some running. And I don't want to be like, I don't want to have future problems, physical problems, just because of my sedentary lifestyle. So I think about those possible results if I don't do exercise or I don't have a healthy diet or if I don't drink enough water. So I think about the consequence of that. So I believe that that works for me. Like um, thinking about or being afraid the bad consequence if I don't put action in things that I need to improve personally. Yeah, and that's it. So let me see the next question. I'm gonna skip the 12th one. So let's move on to the third one, the third, uh, 12th, 13th. Yeah, 13th one. So it's about celebration. Fer, how do you celebrate when you accomplish something big? It can be either big or small achievements as well.
Mm, okay. Sometimes I try to order some food that I like to feel happy. And yeah, I think this or I don't know, listen to some song that I like to enjoy the moment. That's it. Nothing so big.
I'm so curious. So, what is your favorite food, or what would be one food that you would choose to celebrate
Oh,
like something important?
okay. I would order pizza or hamburger.
Hamburger, junk foods like me.
Yes.
Yeah, my favorite one is hamburger as well. Hamburgers and pizza. And we have more money. We go. I would choose good churrasco here in Curitiba. It's Rodicio, un Rodicio churrasco. Well, in my case, related to the question, it's the same. We celebrate eating something special. However, I believe that sometimes I am the kind of person who, when I achieve something, I don't feel like that excited at that moment. A good example. The first time that I had the chance to go to the United States, it was my dream. It's like I believe it's for a lot of people from here, from South America, unfortunately, it's like a dream going to those kind of countries. And for me, it was the same. But when I had the chance, when everything was already like done, documentation, money, I didn't feel that happy because I don't know why. It was like when I returned from my trip that I said, "Oh, finally I went there." I'm not sure why that happens to me, and it happened a lot of times, not just in trips, in personal in professional goals. It was the same. Like I stay like No caigo en cuenta. It's in Spanish an expression. I'm not sure if you have something related, something similar in Portuguese. When you, I don't realize that in that moment. I just realize it more ahead. So that happens to me. I don't know why. Yeah, but normally when we have to celebrate, when I have to celebrate, it's like eating something delicious. I believe that a lot of people do that for sure. Let's move on to the question number 14. Could you please read the 14 one and answer it? We are almost
Yes.
finishing.
What advice would you give someone who struggles with no? Conscience,
Consistency.
consistency? Yeah. Okay. It's difficult this word. Well, I think um, you will have to make a lot of mistakes to achieve your success. So if you don't try, you will never achieve it. So I think this advice I would give. You will try a lot of things, a lot of times to have um one day of success or a lot of days of success, but in the beginning it will be difficult because it's difficult to start something new, something that you're not good at. Yeah, this one is difficult, like start something new and that you're not good. So the beginning it will not be the way you want, but in the process, you will start learning and improving. But it's not possible if you don't start. That's it.
Mm, Yeah, completely agree. It won't happen. It will never happen if you don't start. So,
Yes.
and as you said, I believe that the more older we get, when we are already adults, it's more difficult to deal with failure, with mistakes. It's something normal. And I believe that when we are already adults and we have to learn something from scratch, it's harder because we have to deal with frustration, we have to deal with failure, and that's why we lack of motivation. Sometimes we just want to give up because we don't learn how to learn. We don't learn how to deal with those feeling bad feelings. But as you said, it's important to understand that you're gonna do a lot of mistakes, you're gonna fail a lot of times, but when you start like feeling more comfortable with that feeling, the better you will firstly receive that kind of feeling, and then you will feel your progress. It's important. And consistency is just a matter of repetition. It's something that you will have to do it daily, even though you don't feel like do it something. For example, if you want to learn a new language, if you want to learn a new skill, you want to learn how to play volleyball, football, or whatever you want, you need to practice it again and again. You have to practice, just a matter of practice and repetition. So, and yeah, and with repetition, you're gonna create habit, the habit of do it. So you will do it daily, even though you don't want to do it. So it's important to do that, like to stay uh, cons we have a consistency. I want to use just the word consistency. So let's move on to our last question. I'm gonna read this one and we are finished with that one. Okay. How do failure help you improve your future plans? Oh well, we already talked a little bit about failure. So I believe that the best way to learn something is from failure. Because when you fail and you make a mistake, put in English in example again, you mind create like a little trauma. It can be a good or a bad trauma that you said, okay, I did something wrong, or I mispronounced a word. So when you start like dealing that way, I believe it's easier to learn from it. But if you said, I'm not good at it, I will never speak English fluently, or my brother, my sister speaks better than me, I believe it's something bad. So, but if you can learn how to deal with it, I believe that we can learn a lot from our mistakes. uh, and that's it in summary. What about you, Per?
Oh, I agree with you about this, that it's necessary to make mistakes to learn and improve. S it's from the mistakes that you will try to be better and learn. So I think it helps. The figures help us to be better and improve our future plans.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it. And we finish our today's question. Thank you so much, Fer. And I would like to know, we have 1 minute. Perhaps briefly you could tell me or tell us how was your experience? How did you find this topic? I believe that is important because you, as you impart or as you teach people Spanish, sometimes you can sometimes remember them that they have to deal with failure and those kind of things, planning goals. So how was it for you?
It was a good conversation. I could uh, think more about my goals and even dream for the next year. So thank you, Christian, for today's conversation. It was really good.
Thank you for being here again, and I hope to see you the next Monday that we will have our next English conversation. That's it for today. I wish you a good night, a good rest of the week, and see you later.